Hello, people. Welcome to Foresight Services Tutoring. This is Alvin Foresight here, and I'm about to show you one of the features that we use for our clients in order to prepare a management report for them. One of these reports we're going to look at is our annual budget. Anytime it comes down to the end of the year, accountants are usually pulling out the hair over tax season coming up and also preparing a budget for our clients for the upcoming year and also for our company. So let me show you a step-by-step tutorial of how we go about doing this. So we'll be using Craig's Design and Landscape Services. This is a sample service this is a sample company that is provided by Intuit here. What we are going to do first is to go to the gear option. That's a setting option. Under tools, we go and hit budgeting. And let me say that this budget feature is only available on QuickBooks Online Plus version. So it's only available on QuickBooks Online Plus version. So you go and you get your budget here. You look at there is no previous budget that was made. So you have add your first budget. So you go ahead, you hit add budget. Now, when you hit add budget, you can see that there is a budget preview. And this is a very nice feature. If you look at it here, you can see all the months of the year from January to December, the fiscal year. So what you're going to do at first is name your budget. So let me see, what are we going to name our budget? We're going to name our budget Saving the Penny. I don't know, I just came up with that out of the top of my head. So name the budget Saving the Penny. And you can see here the next option you have is to choose a fiscal year. So we are currently in 2018, December 2018. So the year is usually the default year of the current year that we have. I'll change this to January 2019 to December 2019, since we're going to be making a budget for the next year coming up. You also have the intervals that you can choose for your budget. So you can choose a monthly interval, a quarterly interval, a yearly interval. You can do multiple budgets. You can do one monthly, one quarterly, and one annually, and ensure that they match up with each other and they complement each other. For the purposes of simplicity, I'm going to choose the yearly budget. So you can see that the months actually disappeared and we have from the January to December option here. Now they also have this choice of pre-filling data. If you want to work smartly, you can use actual data from this year, like 2018 or from 2017. So you can pre-fill it with actual data. In this case, I'm just going to keep it as no. You can also subdivide it. So you can divide it per customer. If you are working on several different projects at the same time, you can divide it by that. And most of the clients that I deal with multiple, they have multiple projects going on, multiple events happening simultaneously. So you can use that as well. In this case, for the purpose of simplicity, again, we're not going to divide it. So let's go ahead and start making this budget. So you hit next, as I hit before. When you hit next, you go here and you're actually able to fill in the specific data for each account item that is there. So if you look, you will see at first we have our income accounts. So that's all the money you're receiving. You can see it ranges from billable expense income to uncategorized income. So these are all the income categories. Just a quick note, all these items that are shown here are what is active in the chart of accounts. So what you can do, best practices, is go and make sure that your chart of account has only the active items that you expect to be there for the upcoming year of 2019. Now, if you're in 2018 and you have an expense or some sort of revenue that you expect to not have in 2019 anymore, do not make it inactive because you're going to mess up your books. But whenever you're moving to 2019, you're just going to select the accounts that are going to be active in your chart of accounts so it can show up in your budget. Also, your budgets, whenever you're running your budget versus actual reports, is going to look much smoother and cleaner if you only have the accounts that are active. So let's go ahead and start entering some numbers here. So let's say you have design income of, say, 25,000. I'm just entering random numbers. Now, what you would notice, I'm hitting enter. When I hit enter, the number actually jumps from design income to discounts given income. It's a sort of annoying feature, but that is how it is right now. So the way to work around this is to, when you enter the number, you take your mouse and you select the next column, the next row, and that is how the number remains here. Also, be very careful when you're entering a number, because especially when there's a lot of zeros, because the comma does not show up until the number is entered. So for example, let's go here. Let's say you have services income of $1,000. You see the comma is not coming up as yet. So you have to ensure that you have the right number of zeros. And you click again. Make sure you don't hit enter. Make sure you click the mouse and you see this comes up here. So these are all income related accounts. So this is all money coming in. So let's go here. Let's say we have some cost of goods sold. Just randomly enter some numbers. All right. Let's say we have some cost of goods sold. Let's say you're doing some advertising for the business. And coming down here, these are all your expenses, your money out. Let's say you hire Foresight Services as your accountant. Notice what I did there. You have that expense or cash outflow going out as well again. And let's say you had some travel expenses. Out. And if you notice, you'll see that there are subtotals in your related income and expenditure accounts, income and expenses accounts. So your subtotals here, you have your 1,000 of services income and your 25,000 of design income, and the subtotal of total income is 26,000. You have your cost of goods sold of 7,500. The subtotal is 7,500. So you have all your different. So every expense that you expect to have, every income line item that you expect to have, you put it in. And then you'll see here, you actually see your net income here when you take all your expenses from your revenues. Whenever you have this, you go ahead, make sure that your numbers are correctly inputted, and hit save. So when you hit save, you recognize that your budget's saving the pennies saved. But if you want to go ahead and close this budget, if you're completely finished with it, you can either hit this X up here or hit this arrow and hit save and close. So when you hit save and close, you recognize that your budget is actually here saved, the period, the fiscal year of 2019 from January to December. It's an annual budget. It shows the date that it was created on, and any updates that is made would be shown here as well. It would show the date that is updated. If you want to go ahead and edit the budget, you go across here and hit edit. You open up the budget and you make whatever necessary adjustments that you need to do. You can also hit this arrow here and copy this budget if you need to copy it as a template for another budget, or you can delete the budget if you need to. You can also run your budget versus actual reports. So as 2019 rolls in and you have this actual money coming in, these actual income items, and you have these actual expenses, money going out, you can hit your budget versus actual reports to see if you're staying within the budget, see how much you're over budgeting or under budgeting by as the time goes on. And you can also run a budget overview report as well. So you can get all these options here. And that is it for creating a budget. This is one of the management reports that we at Foresight Services here use to take care of our clients. You have a wonderful rest of the year and have a great 2019 coming up. Have a good one.